They are freaking stacked here. Look at this. Got the traditional over here and the down view over here. Lots of crappies down there. And there's some bass on the bottom as well. So, drop right on them here. Look at the LiveScope here. Look at that. They're stacked everywhere down there. I like to find some bass, but we're just gonna kind of work this, start this spoon here, Flutter spoon. There's a couple bass on the bottom, I can see them. There he is. Little guy. Just a little guy. He might be 12. Oh, they're down there. Another little guy. Not giant, but nice and chunky still. Yeah, look at that. A little bigger than the last one. He wanted it right on the bottom. All right. Thank you for playing. Good night. Hey, right where it goes from that transition there to the kind of the main lake. It goes from that drop off to the another one. They're like right on the bottom. Perch. There's a perch. Not a giant, but lots of fun. Lots of fun. Not a thing wrong with that. Alright, let's see here. Back go to the bottom. Got him. Oh. Boy. I too like to live dangerously, my friend. Not a bad fish, not giant, but well, boy. I'm gonna have to try the jig. I wonder if these bass are right on the bottom. Let's see here. Something hit it. Let's see if he's back. I mean, it's almost easy to. I almost just want to work it enough off the bottom to feel the blades working. Another one. Woo. No giants, but man, these are fun. I think there's a nice little pack of them right here. Boy. Having fun catching these, nothing that big though. There he is. He's off, whatever he was. He's off. Back. Crappie. Decent crappie. That's a nice crappie, actually. Oh. That's a nice crappie. I don't know how big he is, but nice crappie. There he is. Largemouth. Another largemouth. Another little guy. He's fighting. I thought he was bigger. Drop down there. Yeah. Come on, eat. Gosh. A little bit bigger. Took the jig that time. Thought it was bigger than that. That jig. Oh man. Another one. You know, these hit, I think they're bigger than this. Oh no, this ain't small. There he is. Largemouth. Man. I guess you could call that a fair hook. Gosh. Man. So I'll give you a quick synopsis on what I've been doing today. Name of the game today has been blade baits. And I have a few different setups I've been using here. What I got on this one is, it's just a 3/8 ounce, it's a 3/8 or a 1/2 ounce, I don't remember which, steel shad. And I got that, it's a medium heavy spinning reel, or spinning rod, 20-pound braided line, and a 12-pound fluorocarbon leader. And, well, when you hear about blade baits, especially kind of, we're kind of going into the winter here, you think about fishing them like a, almost like a jigging spoon, or yo-yoing them like so, kind of ripping them up off the bottom, letting them fall back down. And I'm not saying that that's a wrong way to fish these per se, but I found that today a lot of the fish are, I almost fell down here, but yeah, as you can see, a lot of the fish I've been catching are more right on the bottom, and they're just not as active. And I mean, it seems like they're really they're kind of just sitting down there. And seeing as how the water temperature is upper 30s to low 40s, combined with, we kind of got this front going through here, you can see that the wind's kind of picked up. Had some rain coming through here. I knew this was coming, but I quite honestly, I'm surprised it was as good as it was until, oh, is that a fish? Nah, I'm stuck. But anyway, yeah, I'm surprised that this stayed as good as it did here, as for us, as long as it did. So I'll see if I can get my steel shad off here. I'm stuck. But anyway, what I've actually been doing with this is, I'll show you, if I can get this unstuck, I'll show you in a second. I've been fishing it right along the bottom and keeping it down there. I'll keeping it down there as long as I can, okay? And the reason for that is, you know, these fish are a bit more lethargic since the water's so cold, and you got this this front moving through here. Well, all I'm doing is, rather than ripping it up off the bottom aggressively, I got it, okay. What I'm doing is, well, fishing along, you fish these along vertical structure, and what I'm doing is I'm just kind of, there's a road here, there's a road bed, and it kind of comes off, and you've seen me fish this spot a few times before. It comes off, it drops off nicely here, and it kind of flattens out in about 30 feet of water or so. And the fish are, all the fish are either, they're either out there kind of on that transition, or they're kind of on this drop off under some of the rocks. And you've seen me, you know, there's crappies, there's perch, there's bass, there's all kinds of stuff kind of just staged in this area right here. But what I'm doing here is I'm just making my long cast out. I'm all the way in on this one, so I'll do it again. What I'm doing is coming down here, making a nice long cast, or, ooh, wind took that. Or if I see a fish on the LiveScope, I'm dropping right on it. And all I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna kind of, man, this wind's being nasty here. But what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna kind of come up here, and I wanna move that tip, that bait just enough to feel it vibrating, okay? I don't wanna rip it up. Sometimes I'm either moving it with the rod tip, just maybe 6 inches or so, or even just with the reel, because if you look, you can kind of see that rod tip vibrating as I move that jig, or that blade bait. And all I'm doing is, I just really want to move it so that it vibrates, just move it enough to really keep it from getting stuck on the bottom, and to maybe get a fish's attention. But I don't want to be ripping it up. I don't want to be ripping it right off the bottom, right? So all I'm doing is that, just keeping it down there, pausing it. I'm occasionally pausing it on the bottom as well. And more often than not, I'll have a fish just kind of pick it off the bottom, or they'll follow it down, kind of just react to it. But it works out really well. kind of just working it down any vertical, just working it down the structure here, reeling it up, moving it maybe 6 inches at a time. And if it stops vibrating, you need to set the hook, because either you have a fish, you're stuck on the bottom, or of course the third thing is you could have your hooks wrapped around your line, which unfortunately it does happen from time to time. But that's all it is. And a bite just feels like you can't feel the vibration. Sometimes you feel the thump, sometimes you just feel slack when you're reeling it in, sometimes you don't feel anything. Sometimes it almost feels like you broke your bait off, you lost your bait. So that's like I said, any way you look at it, you need to set the hook. That's one thing. That's probably been my most successful technique today. Another setup I've been using here with some successes. This is just the that's just the 1/4 ounce blade bait. That's more of a finesse setup. I got that on it's just a medium spinning rod. It's either 10 or 12 pound fluorocarbon, and I'm fishing it the same exact way. It's a little lighter, a little smaller than the 3/8 ounce, but I've been kind of cycling between these two, especially when I think I just got a fish, but cycling between them, fishing it the same exact way though, you know, getting that cast out there and just working it down the structure. Working it down the structure, moving it a little bit at a time, moving it just so I can feel that blade work. And I'm stuck again here, but I got it off. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty simple. Seems like they start eating this one as the fronts come through here, and they're kind of turning on. It seems like the fish are just turning off a bit, but they've been eating this a bit more. It's also, the crappies tend to like this mini blade bait a bit, so that's always fun as well. Nope, not a fish. I don't think. Yeah, I'm stuck on the road again. There's this road here I'm stuck on. Finally, I got a Flutter spoon here. This is just, I think this is 3/4 ounce. I got this on a medium heavy bait caster. This is 15 pound test fluorocarbon. Boy, casting into that wind was risky, but it worked out. But anyway, all I'm doing with this is this one I am ripping. This one I am working a bit more aggressively and kind of ripping it up. This one is more for vertical fishing, not really just kind of covering it. And all I'm gonna do is just, yeah, I'm basically just gonna jig with it. I'm gonna get it out there, rip it up off the bottom, let it go back down. And as that bait goes to the bottom, it's fluttering, hence the name Flutter spoon. It's kind of just fluttering. Oh, no, that was just the bottom, I think. But yeah, it's fluttering down to the bottom and kind of getting the attention of some of those fish. It's a similar concept, though.